Alright guys, so I wanted to do a blow-off valve on the Turbo Mustang, but haven't really been wanting to spend over $100 on a good name brand one. Haven't heard the best things about eBay ones either. So this is an intake tube off of a 2019 Cherokee with the turbo 2-liter. And right here we have a recirculation valve. So what we're going to be doing is going to be fitting this valve on the Mustang. So what we'll be doing first is taking the recirculation valve off and then cutting off the valve seat and getting rid of this pipe. Alright guys, so we got the valve seat all cut off the tube. We got our solenoid back on there. We flattened this out, and this is going to be epoxy to the intake pipe. Now for the electrical side of it, we have a vacuum actuated switch that I got off of eBay. I'll put the link down below. This is adjustable by adjusting the screw, and whenever this nipple right here sees whatever vacuum you have it set to, it'll either open or close the contacts. So we have a choice of whether we want normally open or normally closed. The only problem is that this switch is only rated to 0.1 amps at 48 volts DC, which is about, I would say, from my understanding, about 0.5 amps at 12 volts. So we're going to have to figure out a way to lower the amperage going to this, because this draws about 1 amp. This is the intake tube for the Mustang. We're going to be mounting the recirculation valve right here. Here's the valve seat for the recirculation valve. It's going to get epoxied right there. Next, we're going to be cleaning up both surfaces, hitting it with some low grit sandpaper so the epoxy has something to grip onto real good, and then we'll epoxy it. Alright guys, so we just put the hole in the intake. I cleaned both surfaces with some brake parts cleaner to get them all nice and clean. Now we're going to be epoxying these together with some good old JB Weld. You saw we got that all epoxied up. Looks pretty good. We're going to give it about 24 hours to set. And then we'll probably be pressure testing it. Alright guys, so now we're going to talk about how we're going to control the solenoid. Now we already talked about our vacuum switch. So it pretty much just switches a switch inside whenever it sees a certain amount of vacuum. And then over here we have a solid state relay to make the actual switch. We could have maybe used a conventional relay right here, but I was afraid it was going to be a little too slow, and this is going to switch faster than a conventional relay. So starting at the switch, whenever the switch switches over, we have power coming in right here. One's going into the output positive of the relay, the other positive line's going to the switch. So whenever that switch is switched, sending power into the input positive side. Now, since the input negative side is grounded, that's going to energize that, and then it's going to close this side of the output side of the relay. So we have power coming in the output side of the relay, and it's going to go out to the solenoid positive line. So we got our solenoid positive line right here. And then our other line to our solenoid is just a negative that goes to ground. Now one thing we have right here, due to the fact that when the solenoid turns off, it's going to have a voltage spike. and this can damage the DC solid state relay. So we have a flyback diode, which helps suppress and get rid of that voltage spike so it doesn't harm the DC solid state relay. Now all this is going to go into a little box that I'm currently in the middle of making. So we're going to get all that put in here, and then we're going to test that out soon. So we're going to see if it works or not. Alright guys, so we just got the recirculation valve on right here. Then we got the power wires going over to the vacuum switch in the relay in this little box. Then we have our adjustment on top. Then we got power wire going off of that to a fused battery positive, and then the vacuum line going to the engine. So up next, you're going to hear the first recirculation valve test. I think it sounds pretty good. It sounds a little mechanical as it comes on and off, but I think it'll sound better on the road. So stay tuned to listen to it in other videos when we take the car out and drive it. It's a little bit snowy day out, so can't really take it out currently. So thanks for watching, and hope you like how it sounds.